Alright, so we've dropped in for a mission in the Arctic, working for the Federated Suns against Comstar. And we can see 170-tonner mech. There's a relatively high payout for this, so I'm hoping there's more. And it was a 5 skull mission, so again, hopefully there's more up for than we can currently see. And we're trying out a couple new things. We have the Butterbee, recently modified. Again, just up armored, stripped out some of the redundant ammunition, hopefully redundant ammunition, and jump jets. And we're also fielding the Jaegermech 2 double rotary AC-5 because, well, when 6 shots just aren't enough, half 12. So we're going to start off by reserving probably quite a bit. I want to let them move up. I want to let them get closer. And again, just in case any of you are new to the game and somehow stumbling upon the monstrosity that is this recording, the reason for that is right when you drop, you have 20% to potentially 40%, depending on your pilot abilities, damage resistance, and you have 8 individual evasion pips, and that means that you will have a minus 16 that you'll give to anyone shooting at you, which is really pretty wonderful, I have to say. It does look like we're a little bit hard up for our drop location. Not exactly the best having to come around here and go over. Most of my mechs tend to lose their jump jets, at least at this stage. When we have more clan tech, we can save a little bit of weight. We will probably put some jump jets back on things, but we've only been fighting the clan in isolated encounters. My hope is we keep fighting Davion for a little bit, we go through more of the flashpoints, and then, once we're done with the flashpoint campaign, then we go up and spend some time fighting the clans. So until then, you will have to deal with, fighting Comstar, fighting some normal battles like that. So just moving the Ostrok up because I trust the Ostrok's armor pretty well, and I don't know. Okay, so we could get a shot here. I want to see if we can get somebody with sensor lock. One of those skills I should have put on more of my mechs and I didn't, so that's on me. But we can move up the Jaegermech 2, and Skyros does have a sensor lock that you can use on the 70-tonner, so we'll see what that is. An Avatar AV10B. It either hasn't moved yet, or it moved. Well, I think it hasn't. Yeah, it hasn't moved yet, so it would have had 8, but we stripped off 2 evasion with that sensor lock. And that is a good sign, because once we get down to Initiative 1, we're alternating turns, so they at least have something that they're moving up against us. And we'll come up here with the Santa's sled. Still not quite used to that. And firing in now, not great accuracy, but these are lasers, there's no ammunition cost to doing this. And all things considered, having a coin flip, shooting in against an opponent with 6 evasion pips is it's nearly clan warrior levels of shooting right there, so we're doing pretty okay. Let's see, we'll come down here with the Thanatos. Now, the missiles I don't expect to be doing quite as well. Yeah, no, not great accuracy. We can fire them in, but let's only fire half just because, at full throttle here, we only have 10 rounds with the MRM-40, well, effective MRM-40 that we have on this mech. So let's shoot that in. Yeah. Okay, a couple hits. Nothing incredible. And yet again, they still have not moved that mech. We'll move up the Marauder, I guess. I could sensor lock him again. We don't have the accuracy for me to want to use the plasma rifle shots, plus he hasn't fired, so yeah, let's sensor lock again. And those of you who have been paying attention have probably noticed we did spot another mech back here. There's a 55-tonner. I don't think he's moved either, but he might have before we got eyes on him. So a little bit hard to tell. Let's come up here and we'll do some indirect fire with the AoE LRM-20s on the Atlas. one of my favorite weapons that we currently have for utility, basically somewhat near an artillery piece, although an actual artillery piece would probably serve us a little bit better. We're taking some LRM return fire, and we should maybe be a little bit worried here because we've moved more than 4, so there's at least 2 lances that we're fighting here, potentially more. Yeah, let's go in with the, well, do I want to move the Butterbee yet? Yeah, let's do it. So, oh, oops, wrong pilot. Let's move in with the Butterbee. And we're not expecting a ton here, but we do have decent accuracy on the light tag. Everything else, so let's see. We fire 24 shots if we unload with all of the SRM-6s, which gives us, what, about 7 or 8 full volleys. So let's turn off 2 of those and fire in and land the tag. Would have been nice to have that on earlier, but until we stripped off the evasion there, the tag probably would have missed as well. Not great accuracy on the Butterbee. And the Avatar is finally moving up. Looks like a single or maybe 2 medium lasers coming back at us and missing. And that Avatar does trade an evasion pip for a 20% damage reduction from the forest. Not the worst trade, all things considered. So what we'll do, we'll get right up in his face, because that's what we do best, and switch to our HE ammunition on those ATM-9s, and let's see if we can at least get an arm for our trouble, maybe 2. No. So structure exposed and an LRM-15 destroyed, but that Avatar does still have both its arms. Okay, so a fair amount of damage went into that torso. Taking a little bit of long-range fire on the Butterbee. This is why we up armor. You will always take some fire on the mech that you don't want to get shot. And right now the Butterbee, just because it's new, is something I don't really want to get shot. So maybe even 3 lances on the field against us. 2 to 3, I'd say. I hope it's 3. Okay, that was probably more like 2. Okay, let's see what we can do here. So they do like to shoot at the Marauder, which is something we have to watch out for. But we'll move the Marauder up, and let's go ahead and fire in 84% chances with the plasma rifle on that damaged left side. We miss 2 of them, because that's what an 80% chance to hit is, right? That means every other. And it looks like we did pile into the leg, as well as 1 shot into the left torso, not really building a lot of heat on the Avatar. It's not too surprising, this is a snow map, so you should kind of expect something like that. We do have pretty decent accuracy here against the Kintaro, but I want to save that until we can maybe do a precision strike. And let's come in with these rotary AC-5s, just firing at 3. Though we do have a ton of ammunition here. We don't have enough to fire consistently at 12. Plus these, they do have a little bit of recoil and they will jam. Although I think Skyros should be able to mitigate the 2 recoil from the rotary AC-5s. Just firing at the Avatar. Oof. Okay, alright. So, along with, obviously from the name of the entire channel, the Black Knight, one of my favorite mechs in this game is the Jaeger mech. And I've always kind of wanted a Jaeger mech set up with rotary autocannons, and now that I have one, I can say this is something I very much have no regrets about. It's quite nice. So let's move up the Ostrock. Yeah, we'll move up the Ostrock, and we're trying to land a C3 Master on that Kintaro back there. So let's see if we can do it. And nope, we miss another 80% chance. RNG giveth, RNG taketh away. But now it is moving, everything's moving at initiative 1, so they won't be able to just wait us out completely. We could run up here with the Butterbee. Yeah, let's do that. So I don't really like having this Butterbee so far forward, but the intention is to land that light tag on the Kintaro. which we do manage. Okay, so we missed with the C3 Master, but we land the light tag. And now he will be easier to hit. Hopefully he'll move as well relatively soon.
A new sensor trace. Looks like enemy reinforcements.
Okay, so destroy enemy units is at 17%. That means we've destroyed, so since we've destroyed one, that means there's six mechs in the main enemy lance, and there is also now a confirmed lance of enemy reinforcements. Let's hope it's 6 as well, so that we'll actually be outnumbered instead of something relatively more equal. Where can we go? Okay, so I think what we're going to do, we're going to come up here with the Santa's sled, and we're going to make this little hill our elevated firing position for the valley that we have right here, and we'll have the fast movers move down to the left to engage directly. And the Santa sled, I think I will rework this a little bit because it looks like this mech is better as a support platform, so I'm not sure we'll get much usage out of the small pulses, and that's 4 tons we can use other places. We will pop Slapdash's defensive formation, give everybody a flat 20% damage resistance regardless of anything else. And now firing in at the Kintaro, we unfortunately miss with the ER large, but the mediums land just fine. And they're still moving things out of sight from us. Tell you what, why don't we see if we can do something about that Kintaro? So we'll pop Battlelord. We're going to go to the Artemis 4 ammunition on the LRM-20s and try to land that improved Heavy Gauss while that Kintaro has 0 damage mitigation. So if this hits, and it does, it's 110 damage. Oof. And that mech is down. So that's what I love about that Atlas. I made this build initially as a, well, you know, it's better than what I had with the AS7S base build that had, 3 move, 5 sprint. We put a little bit of clan tech in there, but I was entirely expecting to take the improved Heavy Gauss out of this thing. And shots like that are why I don't. So, 2 mechs down from the Op 4. And what can we do? Well, we can move up with the Timberwolf, or we have the Thanatos. I think we will move with the Thanatos first. He does provide some ECM that will make our forward position a little bit more defensible, and we'll also get eyes on whatever that unknown mech. So, BL10 XKNT Black Knight. I love it. Quad medium pulse and an ultra AC-20. I unfortunately only took this one for 1 salvage because I was sitting there going, okay, what are the odds of seeing, a Black Knight that I'd really want to salvage or something else like that? We just got so many new mechs, but of course here it is. I would love to salvage that. I'll take the 1 piece when I can get it, and we'll slowly put together our own our own Black Knight here. But first firing in at the Black Knight, and we land a scattering of that MRM fire. Nothing phenomenal, but it doesn't have to be. And they are firing in at the Butterby. It looks like our damage mitigation is holding, but we are building some stability damage. So the Butterby right now has, on screen 40%, but an additional 20% from Slapdash's ability for a combined total of 60% damage mitigation. So that's why we were only taking 1 damage on those, I think, LRM shots that we were taking in just a second ago. So we'll move up with the Timberwolf now. We could Battlelord here for the extra accuracy, but instead we're just going to switch back to the standard rounds in the ATM, and we'll just let this shot go in. Better to build the Resolve, use it for something like a precision shot. But now, importantly, the Timberwolf is drawing a little bit of fire as well, away from that Butterby, and thankfully dodging it. So our forward mechs have 60% damage resistance each. For this turn, and I think for next turn as well, it's a 2-turn effect from Slapdash, plus good evasion, which is exactly what we want. Take them out 1 by 1 and protect our own. Okay, so that's the Blackjack. Looks like a standard laser and autocannon build. Yeah, it's a standard BJ1, so those should be, I think, what, AC2s? If those aren't AC2s, I'll be a little bit embarrassed, but Not quite enough time to see it there, and the view just doing all sorts of crazy things. PPC shots missing the Timberwolf, but we will have to be aware of that because it seems like there are a lot of long-range PPCs coming in from our opponents. So staying out in the open seems like a bad idea. Those things can easily build on top of each other for a very, very deadly turn. So we'll reserve down a little bit just because I do like this position. But I want to fire in at that blackjack before he has a chance to move. Timberwolf dodging some LRM fire. Very good. And, okay, so we have Bomb Squad and the Marauder. This Marauder probably is not long for this world, by the way. I think I'm going to put its armament onto the Stone Rhino. And we'll have Bomb Squad start piloting the Stone Rhino, because why not? But I'm looking for a better engine for that build before I do anything permanent. It will be up armored, it will allow Bomb Squad to just drive right up the middle with quad plasma rifles to back him up. We will take a precision strike on the Blackjack, and 99.1% chances to hit. Exactly what we want to see. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Actually land all 4 of those. Looks like 1 pilot hit, or that could have been an injury from an ammo explosion, and it looks like it was the ammo explosion. Pilot is bleeding out, so we don't really have to shoot into that mech anymore, and with the single AC2 double medium laser left on it, I don't think we will. Instead, ooh, can I get a good shot? Okay, so I don't want to sprint, I just want to go up here. Yes. Wonderful, wonderful. So we'll do a precision strike on the Black Knight 10X, and we have an FCM Advanced TC here in the Jaeger Mech 2, which allows us to take an aim shot. Now, the goal with this, so there is damage mitigation on the Black Knight side, but if we land 2 AC5 shots to the dome piece, that mech, we can head cap it. So that's what this mech is meant to do. Admittedly, shooting at targets in the open is better, but the AC5 individual shots aren't enough to bore through the standard 16 internal and 45 on top of it that we have there. But let's go ahead and take that shot. 15% chance per shot to hit the head, and we will go all the way up to firing 12 rounds here. So the expectation value is at least 1 going into that cockpit. Sheer volume of fire. And it looks like we might have landed it. Yeah, so we landed 1. We also landed quite a few shots to the left torso, so that risks really damaging that mech. But you know, in a lucky case where we land 2, this Jaeger mech will be a little bit of a hopeful head capper mech for us, which I am a-okay with. Reserve down because we get to move first on 4 anyway. And what do we want to do? We can try to finish off the Black Knight by boring through in that torso piece. We can move the Thanatos up for that. I don't mind that. We're a little bit close together for, you know, accidental fire from PPC, so we'll spread out like this instead, unless... Was this a better shot? It was. We'll take the better shot. And I think what we'll do is we will precise strike again on the BL-10X KNT. This should be enough to rip off the side torso. Look at that thing, that poor Majestic mech. And he does go down. 3 salvageable parts. If we're lucky, we'll get more than 1, but I'm not expecting more than 1. So there's another 70-tonner coming up and a 75-tonner. This is nice. If they were a bit more cohesive, this would be a lot more difficult for us than it currently is. Blackjack is reserving down. I don't really know why. It kind of seems like he wants to get shot, so we will, of course, oblige him if that is his wish. But we'll do it on our terms. So we'll move the Santa Sled over. We unfortunately have to go through a geothermal here, but we are in a polar biome, so we'll cool down relatively quickly. And you know what? Let's send a message here. Oh yeah, very nice damage. Not enough to take him out though. A bit of a wasted shot on our part because again, that pilot is bleeding out with his own activations. So we don't really need to do much, but just because we don't have to doesn't mean that we can. We go the extra mile because, well, I'd say because we care, but we're literally trying to, well, murder somebody, so I'm not entirely sure that because we care really works. let's see, where do we get a good shot? Here. Okay, so we'll be getting rid of our damage mitigation on the Timberwolf, relying on those 6 evasion pips, which might be a bad choice. We do see there's a 75 tonner, so there's 2 75 tonners up on the side, but they are blocked, hopefully, by that big rock right there from firing in at our exposed Timberwolf. This should be more than enough to take him down. I don't really feel like using all of the ATM 9s. So let's just take the shot. And yep, that was enough. The blackjack goes down. And we have plenty of SRM6 ammunition on this guy. It's really not an issue. So we've gotten rid of 4 of the enemy units from their primary lands. These 2 up here are probably the 2 remaining, and then the reinforcements are back on this side. So far, so not completely horrible. We'll move up. Oh, I've used all of my pilots with sensor lock, haven't I? Yes, I have, because I apparently enjoy making the occasional mistake. We're going to pop Vigilance on the Butterbee. Might seem a bit strange, but I do want to get rid of that stability damage. We'll have plenty of time to rebuild our Resolve before he gets back into reasonable combat with that short-range build, which we might be replacing. Depends on what clan tech we get next. So if there is a mission against the clans, we'll keep an eye out for it, and we will take salvage, and we will not build a new mech. Say it again, we will not build another clan mech before we get more clan tech for the mechs that we already have. We're a little bit far away. I need better rangefinders. But honestly, it's a bit of a mixed blessing. Right? Like, if we can see them, they can't see us, that's great, but they're out of our range, and we're out of their range. Then we get a little bit of a respite to sort of reset and reevaluate before the combat continues. And this actually cycles things like the recoil on that improved heavy Gauss, as well as it serves to give us more precision strikes, basically. So delays in combat suit us, not the Op 4, generally speaking. So there's a Marauder, Mat 3R up there. Okay, that's been what's been shooting 2 of those PPCs at us. Let's go ahead and let them get a little closer. So there's a 45 tonner, there's a 70 tonner in the reinforcement lance. Let's do the overdone classic, reserving all the way down to Initiative 1, and moving up with some of the least useful things first. So we'll move up the Santa Sled. I know he does have great accuracy on those ER mediums, but we're not really going to be getting in range this turn, I think. So this will force them to move somebody. So okay, that was somebody we couldn't see. It's fine. The Jaeger mech does have a shot against that Marauder, but that's 60% damage mitigation. It's not really worth it. Let's see. Hopefully somebody else will move, and then we will get a little bit of a better opportunity. We'll move up with the Ostrak. This does get us vision. Okay, so there's a Guillotine 3N there. We can try to go in with the C3 Master on something. And you know what? Let's land it on the Guillotine. It's a lighter mech. It's not really the most dangerous. I mean, quad medium laser is not horrible, especially backed up by a large and SRM6. But we'll tag the Guillotine. It'll have less armor than some of the other things, less damage mitigation as well, so hopefully easier to chew through. And 2 more PPCs coming in, missing the Ostrak. Not bad. Not bad at all. We can move up the Thanatos. I'm not thrilled with this. We don't have excellent opportunities here for somewhere to go that is safe, but we'll have to be relying, at least for a turn, on those 6 evasion pips. And we do finally spot, okay, so there's a 100 tonner in the back and a 90 tonner in the back. So there are 2 assault mechs coming our way. Taking down the Guillotine, I think, is a good choice, because it's easier guns off the table, right? And that's what this is all about. We want our guns, we want as many of them firing as possible all the time, and we want as few of their guns firing at any given time as we can manage. That's the whole idea of guns off the table. So if we can take down their support, then we can bring down the big guys. The reason you'll see me... Ooh, there's a third. 85 tonner. Okay, I like this. I should have taken this for salvage. At this point, we should take most things for salvage. We're past the point of really needing to take everything for the treasury. I have been buying a couple pieces of a bit of a surprise mech, and that's... Alright, you know what? There's no need to do that. We'll salvage things. It's okay. We'll go in for more salvage. Now let's see, we need to bring this guy forward. Yeah, we needed better positioning with the Jaegermech beforehand. I thought they'd come to us a little bit faster than they have been. Not great accuracy. We're going to... we have enough ammo. Let's move this down to firing 3. Actually, did we get... no. Okay. Yeah, let's fire 3 in. Well, 6 total. And that's some good damage on the guillotine. It's not bad. If we hadn't landed the tag, more of that would have missed. So, you know, support your shots, get good equipment, everything like that. It really does help. In fact, we need better TTS equipment than we currently have in this lance. Okay, most of the stuff in the back there has moved. Let's try to bring the Butterby back around to being relevant. A little bit exposed here, not the best evasion. Okay. So there was something else back there. Lots of LRMs hitting the Ostrock. Those might have been either mines or AoE. Does look like AoE. See, yeah, those look like AoE rounds. Good. 90, 45, 85. Yeah, okay, so they dropped 2 lances of 6, it looks like. We were well and truly outnumbered. Still are. Still are well and truly outnumbered, but that's okay. We've fought off worse odds before, and quite well. So, come up here with the Atlas. We could take that shot. It's a little bit far on the clan LRMs. They do have less range than non-clan LRMs. It's basically their only drawback. Let's go ahead and shoot into the guillotine and try and take him out here. We landed on the leg, but not enough to take that mech down. And this is not ideal. We haven't taken any mechs out this turn. There is another Stalker. There's quite a few assault mechs and heavy mechs coming our way. We need to be a bit more organized and really pull them to where we want them to be instead of just driving down the barrel of 4 to 5 different assault mechs all shooting in at us at once. So what we'll do, we'll bring the Timberwolf around onto this side. I don't want him in that geothermal, so we'll take the cover shot right now. Next turn, we'll see if we can get him around behind that Marauder. Might be able to do it. It'll be a little bit close because the tree's limiting how far we can drive. But we'll leave this. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Not the best shot ever. But, we get some damage in the front of that Marauder. And now he does move. Okay, PPC's missed. That's the critical part, because in addition to normal damage, stability damage, all of that good stuff, they do also scramble your electronics for the next turn, so they make it harder for you to hit things, which is not exactly ideal. And I think what we'll do, we'll stand here, offer the Marauder up as a target for them for next turn a little bit, but we should be able to survive that for now. And we're going to fire in, well, okay, I say that, but it is really smarter to move, at least to get some damage mitigation. What happens if I run over here? No, because I don't have a precision strike. I don't really want to drop my accuracy too much. Okay, we'll move up to the trees, at least get some damage mitigation, if not an evasion pip. And we'll fire in easy for me to say, quad plasma rifle. Of course, we had 90% chances, so we missed one. But that Stalker is absolutely cooking, which is exactly what we wanted. I think we'll go ahead and do that again. Well, okay, there's no need to do that now. They could shoot in at us, so we might have to move the Marauder if he takes enough damage. So it's possible they move their MAD 3R on 5. I hope they don't. They might. And no, okay, so it looks like the Wyvern moving up. Firing into the Butterby a little bit, but he's taking that just fine. And this is proving to be quite an involved mission. I do enjoy it. So we'll move up. We do have a rear shot in on the Marauder that ignores his cover. Nice. We'll do a precision strike in there, turn on our HE ATMs. And actually, do I want a precision strike here? So The reason I'm questioning this is, our accuracy is already phenomenal. We're going to Battle Lord. This gets us additional damage and gives us the same, well, not the same, but almost as good of a hit buff as we had with the Precision Strike. Since we were almost at max accuracy anyway, this really, this is a little bit better in terms of damage output. Alpha Strike. Yeah, there was no way that mech was surviving. I like that paint job. The white base and then the gold on top of it. It's quite nice. So we do take down the Marauder. There's only one mech left in their starting lance. Timberwolf taking a little bit of fire. We're going to have to move things up to distract from him. But now that they've fired a couple times, I feel more comfortable doing this. So we're going to pound into that Stalker one more time. Hopefully shut him down outright. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Mech shut down. And he'll be lucky he doesn't blow ammunition on his turn. So, unfortunately we have been scattering our damage a little bit. The guillotine's moving on 3 because of how many times we did precision strikes last turn, and now we do get visibility on one of those heavier mechs that has been sitting back taking pot shots at us for a little while now. It's like a Battlemaster 1G. Decent mech. Oh, ooh, sorry for the accidental scroll there. I mean, 6 medium lasers is never something to scoff at. It's basically like a beefed up Thunderbolt, is how I think about those. There might be more appropriate analogs, but that's what I think of when I see those. And you know what? We're going to see if we can try to kill it. So this is now a true test of our sniper mech. 15.8% chance to hit the dome piece there. 12 shots with the rotary AC5s. Unfortunately out of range of the tag. Let's see what we can do. Oof. Left torso destroyed, left arm destroyed. Yeah, okay. The double rotary AC5 is very, very deadly. Looks like we just pounded the hell out of his center torso as well. It's all very good. Very, very good. We'll move up the Thanatos until we get 4 evasion pips. Still hang on to the edge of that woods there for cover. And fire in at the guillotine. Hoping to take out a leg here entirely, but I don't think we'll have enough for that. We do destroy that left leg, and this mech is falling over. Pilot's panicked. It's quite possible he will pop out. But he doesn't. Okay, that's fine. We do get eyes on, so there's an original Mackie back there. Battletech lore, I think the first ever assault mech built. Not entirely sure if it was the first assault or the first... I think it was the first assault. Certainly old. That's for sure. Certainly a very old design. And what we can do is we'll move across with the Butter Bee. I can't get a shot on the guillotine like I'd like. You know what? Let's wait. I want to see if that Stalker goes boom. And he doesn't. Unfortunately now he is powered up, so we will have worse shots. Okay, we should have just taken the shots in at him with 99.1% accuracy because he was shut down. We can get close to that now with Precision Strike as well. So not quite the best decision. Alright, and that was the first Alpha Strike we've done with that new mech. A little underwhelming. A little underwhelming. Ooh, a Viking. That's a lot of missiles. Looks like they're still set to AoE. A bit of a saving grace. Well, actually, we didn't take the AoE follow-up damage. What ammunition is he using? Artemis 4... It says all Artemis 4, but I'm a little surprised by that. I would have thought we'd take more... Well, okay, no, we have 40% damage mitigation. Yeah, okay. I guess I can see that. So we'll come up here now, and we'll fire into the Ostrak. The question is on who? We can't actually put the medium pulses online for that downed guillotine, so we will fire into the Stalker. Alright, drill into the left torso, take that out, and it looks like the right torso as well. That's what I would guess. Okay, we didn't actually expose structure there. Would have been nice if we could have. It's not the end of the world that we didn't. And the Santa Sled, once again, proving too slow to do its job as a forward point mech, so we will be rebuilding that now. There, officially decided we're rebuilding this. But the ER mediums do good work. Stalker's hanging around longer than I'd like. Okay, so the guillotine is getting up. Fun fact, by the way, the AI will always stand up a downed mech first, even if it has other options. So if we all went down to Initiative 1, and there was a downed mech and all the others, and nothing had moved yet, it would always still pop up that downed mech first. It's nice when you know what your opponent will do every single time. That's the only reason I say that, is you can use that information to your advantage. So where can I get the best shot? Frankly, right here is not bad. We're way too far away. We need to get this mech closer, which is kind of a pain because we have to go down the side. Alright, let's do it. Sprint down here. Still won't really be able to bring any of our guns to bear on those farther away targets until next turn. But that's okay. We'll turn off the improved heavy Gauss to let that recoil drop away, and the LRM-20s should be able to finish the Stalker pretty well. I'd be surprised if they don't. Oh yeah, that mech's down. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a long one. I do apologize, but you know, the last one was so short. I guess we're really getting into it here. We've finally now taken out the original mech we were working on, and it looks like they've pounded into my Santa sled twice with a missed shot. At least one into the left torso. Yeah, one into the left torso, one into the CT. We're too clustered up here. That's what allowed that to happen. Okay, let's reserve down a little. Reserve down a little. I'm not really scared of the Wyvern. Or well, that other 45-tonner moving on 6. Okay, a little bit of light fire into the Butterbee. Nothing serious at all. And our armor is holding spectacularly well, so I really am quite satisfied with that. We'll reserve down to 5. They reserve down with us. Now, the guillotine's moving on the next turn, so that is something to at least keep in mind. But I think what we'll do is we're going to go say hello to that Viking. Oh, okay. No, think it through, be smart. We're going to move the Timberwolf up because it is still a little bit of a fragile mech. We'll move him up later. For right now, we're going to take a long-range shot into something. What do we want to punish here? Could follow up with the Battlemaster, but that thing's been basically half neutered. We could land some shots into the Viking, and that guy will build a lot of heat with those LRMs, so let's try to do that. Let's try to overheat that Viking. Do the same thing to it that we did to the other, and of course, yeah, only landing 3 out of 4. But we do push the Viking past the red line. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Okay, light LRM fire for the return, nothing major. And now we have a bunch of mechs that we want to be making good use of. So let's do... Alright, let's move the Jaeger mech up, and we will have a precision strike on the next turn, but not on this one, so let's just shoot into the guillotine. Oop, I didn't mean to shoot him that many times, but that's a little bit disappointing. So we didn't actually take out... Okay, we panicked him out, but we didn't destroy the mech. With that many shots, I was hoping we would have destroyed the mech, but it looks like the rotary AC-5 is... it's a precision strike tool, I guess. That's the best way of putting it. So we'll reserve down to 4 now. They don't have anything moving there because we just killed it. We'll reserve down to 3. The Battlemaster can move, the Viking could move, and the Battlemaster takes a shot, but the PPC lands into the middle of that rock. Between them and us, not bad at all. Let's let the Viking move. No, he doesn't want to. He still doesn't want to. That's fine. We'll move up the Santa sled. Can't move. Interesting, interesting. Okay. So let's get him up to the front. And soon we should be able to do... Oh yeah. Defensive formation, we'll pop that again. 20% damage resist on everything, and it does stack. At least as far as I'm aware. Let's shoot into the Battlemaster. he's presenting a good facing. Right? We took off the left side of that mech, but he's presenting his right-hand side to keep us from getting easy access to the CT. Double PPC slamming toward the Santa sled, but missing. Again, that is a base, it's a Goliath mech, quadruped mech, but it's classed as a Santa sled because it is a special configuration. And now what we'll do is we'll come up here with Bumblebee, Butterbee, not Bumblebee. Let's see what sort of accuracy we have. We can go in against the Battlemaster. I've been avoiding shooting at the Wyvern because of that 40% damage mitigation that it has, but that is our best shot. You know what? Let's try some tandem ammunition. Why not? Let's just see how this works. We land the tag, shooting with a tandem. I thought that was supposed to do internal structure damage. Apparently not. But it was piercing. Okay, so I'm gonna have to take a look at that again. We might trade it out for regular ammunition. And that Viking is maintaining above the red line by standing on a geothermal and firing into LRMs. Good for us all around. I think what we'll do, come down here. We're going to try to finish off this Battlemaster with a frontal shot. So we'll go back to the standards. Firing in the SRM-6s with coin toss accuracy, but that's okay. Battlemaster does survive. The next turn we'll bring him around and fire into that Mackie. Try and take him off the board. And for now, let's get up close and personal. So the Thanatos moving up. I do want that Battlemaster off the field now. MRM-40 should be able to seek that CT enough times. Oh, come on, really? Wow. Does he have the rugged trait? He might. But okay, we do get the pilot to jump out. 3 salvage on him. We could have made some good profit on salvage if I had been smart enough to take it for that, but I, of course wasn't. And this guy is going to be far too far away. Okay, well we'll just move him back up, and then turn on the improved heavy Gauss, and why not shoot the Wyvern? Just have an improved heavy Gauss shot, please, sir. Even through the 40% damage mitigation, that does make that Wyvern unsteady, and we expose the left arm. I mean, it's something. We come over here, and next turn I think we'll kick at the Wyvern, but for right now let's slow him down. He has enough stability damage. If we kick him, he'll fall down right away, even if we don't take out a leg, which is nice. And this is coming to a close, I'd say. I think 1 or 2 more rounds we should be able to land more than enough damage into these guys. I do want to slow that Viking down just a little bit. Or actually, how did he pop back up to 6? Shouldn't be. Anyway. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh yeah, tons of heat damage to that Viking. Okay, it looks almost like a modified Mad Cat, doesn't it? It has that sort of... Interesting. I'm gonna have to look, I'll have to look that mech up later because I'm not familiar with it, and it is very interesting looking. Okay, so we have a precision strike available to us now. We can try and head cap something, and I think we will go in. Could go for the leg here. Let's go in for the head. I want to see if this will work. We can get it to work at all. We are running low on ammunition. We do destroy a leg. Did get a head hit, so that's a pilot injury from there. It's also a pilot injury from getting knocked down. Oof. Pilot's bleeding out. 3 activations remaining. We wouldn't get a clean 4 pieces from that, though, because we have destroyed one of the legs. So even if we had taken this for max salvage, which I think was 3, not 4 anyway, we still wouldn't be able to have picked up that Viking wholesale. But that's alright. So, I think we can still knock down that Wyvern with the Ostrock here. And if the Timberwolf can get around behind the Mackie, he only needs 1 turn shooting into that, or at least I think. And we can't quite get a rear shot. Oh, that's unfortunate. What we can do is we can get some nice elevation and be prepared for... well, it's only shooting 9 of these. We get nearly a full alpha strike with the next turn. Let's do this. Yeah, at this point they're just surviving on sheer amount of armor that we have to chew through. But we will get there. Alright, so let's go for a kick here. Knock that wyvern down. No? Interesting. There it is, there's the knockdown. The C3 does, I think, technically register as some stability damage. I had another pilot bleeding out, which we're just being merciless to the pilots on this mission. And we can come up here. And let's just pile in to that downed wyvern. This should more than take it. No? Okay, less than impressed with the Butterbee. I mean, yeah, pilots have been panicking out, but that's way less impressive than a straight up kill. Let's move up here. A little bit danger close on the Mackie. But because he does still have that AC-20, but it's a single AC-20, not a double. I'm not entirely concerned. Let's just try and kill this Viking. Oh yeah. Dying in a hail of MRM fire. 2 salvageable parts. Honestly, more than I expected. So now we have Slapdash and the Santa Sled. We'll come up here. Can almost get within range with the small pulses, but not quite. Oh man. That's so annoying. Alright, let's go ahead and shoot in. These do appear to be the last 2 enemy mechs remaining on the board, so that would have made... If you had 10 kills already, this will bring it up to 12. Sensor lock. Oh, sensor sweep. I mean, a little late, but whatever floats your boat. And let's shoot in here. Ooh, we do land it. Right arm's gone. Like it never existed. And now we're back up to 8. Shoot in the wyvern again. 2, 3, and 4. Landing 3 of them. Something else destroyed there. Might have been the torso, looks like. Fair amount of heat. Failed the shutdown override. So we do now basically get free 100% accuracy against this guy. And can you kill him? Yes, you can. Okay. If we expose the structure on his CT and overheat him and shut him down, the Butterbee can in fact kill him. So I mean, I guess that works. And I can't actually get a rear shot. That's incredibly annoying. Alright, well we're just gonna battle lord and well, we'll just use the entire lance's firepower to bring you down. We do start boring through the armor on the left-hand side of that mech. Let's bring up the Ostrock, try and land the tag. And... come on. There it is. Do land the tag. Unfortunately, now we were working on the right side of that mech, which hasn't yet taken any damage. What else we have? Well, let's just see if we can hit him somehow with an uncertain. Nope, too far away. Okay. Ah, we're within range of the small pulses, so the Santa Sled small pulses will finally be somewhat useful here. Really not bringing that much additional damage to the table by having those on there. And let's come up and around. There's my side shot. There's no real reason to do this, but why not? Hopefully we can start boring through to torso here. Looks like we do. Maybe even exposing the CT there, but that Mackie has an absolute... oh, yeah, he's armored so heavily, it's kind of impressive. And the Jaeger mech does not have a shot. And nowhere I can go will give him one. Oh well. So not our best the long-term choice there for sightlines. The AC-20 does thankfully miss the Timberwolf. And that might have actually given me a sightline with Bomb Squad. No, it didn't. Okay, that's fine. Let's just go to, yeah, alright. The Timberwolf now, unfortunately, doesn't really have much missile ammunition left. We'll fire in, yeah, only have the standard left. Precise strike, just to slow this guy down to moving on 1, and try and go after that torso. If we do manage to get it, we do. Left torso destroyed. I guess the back of that mech is exposed to, well, not exposed to, but presented to. Oh, are you kidding me? I can't move around here. We need jump jets. We need way more jump jets than we have. That's the answer. You know, just open up everything on this guy, preventing me from getting a paycheck. Alright, even more ripped off that guy. There's a knockdown. Very nice. Stack on another pilot injury that he, of course, resisted. And let's go down to 3. Let's go down to 2. No shot with the Atlas. Can I kick you? Yes, I'm going to kick you, sir. And we land 115 damage from the kick, probably on a leg by the look of it. That's not enough, it's not enough. Alright, and the pilot does panic out. That'll be the mission. Thank you guys for hanging around. We'll see you again real soon.